of what God gives us, not take it all ourselves.
Yes, yes.
But,
And let me show you a picture.
okay.
Yes. Okay. Wait a minute. No, maybe I show in the class today, but yesterday I met two members of our class. I met Jen Janet to talk, and I haven't seen her for years. So I went and met her and um, be friend, and also share with her about Mercy English. And I think she's um, a servant of God and great inquirer.
Right.
And then I have more time, so I visit the man who sell the noodle.
Yeah. The man with the glasses has the glasses.
Yes. And I think
what is his business? How does it look when you're there?
I think I'm very impressed because his restaurant is very professional. He's a Christian and served with a CCC before, and so he has an attitude of serving. And the decoration is very nice. The menu is very professional. Um, the noodle is good. The price is not high, and I think about the product he's doing very well. But just about the business model, I think he need help.
Okay, great.
Need help. He said after 2 years he invested in the money, so he I mean the benefit, the profit in each product will be not high. So right now he's running out of fund and a little bit difficult with finance. Yes. So I think the lesson today will be good for him and for us. Yes.
Yes. Well, and then what kind of, if he had other people helping with finances, what kind of money would he need to raise? Is it a lot of money or a little money or?
I did not talk to him about it, so I do not know.
Okay. Yeah, I just was interesting to see, because that's what some of the U.S. businesses, it costs so much money to get started. You need to kind of figure that you don't want to get started and then run out of money. You want to try to have some kind of plan to help, to get help and to get you where you want to go. But
yes,
and and one of the keys for business is they call it variable contribution. I learned this at Coke, that you have, say you have a plan to make just say on one thing of noodles. So you on one item of noodles, you make X amount of money. You figure all your costs to get one bowl of noodles, and in your cost you have fixed costs, you have costs, for your rent and for your employees and your utilities and everything. You have to figure what that cost is, and then you have cost of the product, of the actual noodles and the ingredients that go in the noodles and everything. So the whole idea is that so until you get to your break-even point, every thing of noodles that you sell, you have to make your fixed sorry, dog bark, fixed cost and variable cost. But then when you hit your break-even, when you hit your plan, every case above that, every noodle thing you sell, the additional, the growth ones above what you have, you already covered your fixed costs. So all your fixed costs are the same, that covered by the extra ones you sell. So all you have to do is pay for your variable costs, which are your product, the product that costs to make the noodles. You don't have to pay for any more for the labor. So when you get your growth, every one that you sell above your plan, you make a lot more money. So one of the key things in business is getting to that level where you're selling more product and you cover your overhead costs, and you'll make a lot more money. So it is about, it's kind of complicated, but it's growth. And you got to really, the more you grow, you make a lot more profit.
Yes, yes, because fixed products is fixed, but
yeah, your expenses are fixed, because if your rent is the same, no matter if you sell a few noodles or you sell a lot of noodles, your rent is still the same. Your utilities are going to be the same. Usually your employee costs are going to be pretty close to the same.
yes,
So, but once you can spread that cost across a lot more product, it costs you a lot less for your, on a byproduct for your, for each one that you sell. So,
yes,
and that's where you really make your profit margin, and where you make your good profit. And it's harder to talk about that at Coke, though. We did that in 1 year, and when I first came into one of the groups at Coke, we had lost like millions and millions of dollars of profit, and just by using that, by growth, we ended up making like $25 million instead of losing millions of dollars.
yes,
In 1 year. We turned the whole business around using that idea.
yes,
But you gotta grow, because you gotta really figure a way to sell more, and then really watch your costs and know what your costs are, so you're not selling a lot of product that you're not making money on. So
yes. And Mr. Sip, yesterday I talked to him, and he's very nice and kind, but I see the wary. I feel
yeah,
the
the
wary,
stress,
the
yeah,
stress in him, because he soon he needs to return the house, because the time to rent is expired, and
okay,
I, I see after 2 years of investing, right now he get to the break-even point, but
yeah,
I need to return the house, and need to start again. And I mean, he very nice and kind, but I think what he really need is encouragement and
yeah.
wisdom. So I just thought that maybe after our talk today, if you can spend about uh, 20, 20 minutes with him,
Yeah,
and to really encourage and also give him some advice as we need to me right now,
yeah,
it will be a
yeah.
great.
Well, and I wouldn't mind, I don't know, I can't say this without knowing a little bit of what he's trying to do, but if he needs a little bit of money to keep him going, to stay in that place to rent for a month or two, he's like, man, I'm right there, but I don't have enough for rent the next 2 months. I'll help him with the rent, or
Yes,
give him some money to help him keep going.
yes, yes. Okay, I will talk, but I will talk to him about that if he need help. And so today, in the end, can I ask you to stay for 15 to 20 minutes, and he
Yeah.
just three of us, so that can share, and you can.
Well, I'm thinking about this. The only thing I have to be tomorrow at, I think I can only go till 9:30, because I've got to be
Oh,
at another meeting at 10 o'clock, and it's about a 30-minute drive. So can we schedule a time with him another time that would work? Even, tomorrow, no, tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. I have that meeting from 10 to 11 o'clock. But I'm available after probably 11:30 or 12 o'clock, but that would be too late in your evening. Can
yes,
we do it like I have something on Friday morning from about 7 o'clock in the morning till about 8:30 in the morning.
yes,
But besides it, so Friday I could do that and get on a call with him.
yes,
And like the only other way I could do it would be switching to my phone. If I switch to my phone and talk to you guys on the phone while I'm driving up to my meeting, I could do that possibly.
yes. And yes, Mr. Steve, I think let me talk to him, and maybe we can
Okay.
find a convenient time, maybe in next week for that.
Okay. Well, and
Uh,
I could do it. I could do it on Friday, or I could do it on Thursday. But it's the afternoon, and Thursday would be when you guys are sleeping. So
Yes.
But I could do it sometime on Friday if that works for him, or next week, or even I could do it on the weekend too. I mean, I'm here, so I can do it on the weekend
Yes.
if he'd want to meet earlier.
Yes. Yes. Let me talk to him, and then we find the time, and I will call you to confirm, Mr. Steve.
Okay.
Yes. And Mr. Steve, the reason I want to have the meeting with you live today, because I want to share with you about after receive your encouragement and your wisdom and your financial help. And Nam and I, we are working together. And right now, Nam, he is working full time for Mercy. And so,
Awesome.
yes, and so we are working as a team. And before I at Mercy Club, as I invited you to join us last year. Right now, Nam, he in charge of it, and he
Awesome.
met many young Vietnamese. He's 24 years old, and so many of his peers, about 20, 21, 22, be attracted to him, and he talked to them. And so I want,
Especially the girls. Especially the girls.
it will come. So I, 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 I found out that, but today I want Nam to share about what he found uh, about the situation of young Vietnamese, about English,
Okay.
about the mindset, about what they feel about themselves, and then I will share how Mercy English could help. So Nam, could you share about the feeling when you meet the young people at Mercy, when you listen to them, and when you try to be a brother and counsel them?
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, I'm not the one sharing every week, but so we have the couple missionary too. So I share one week, and then Mike, and then both of them. But I thankful for Mike because he transferred the job to me, so I know how to facilitate it. But yeah, one of the thing I noticed, I think during 3 years we did Mercy English, it's the same problem with the young Vietnamese, and yeah, one of the thing I burden more that is the student, because they are the future hope of the next generation of Vietnamese, Vietnam, and I see the same problem is the shyness and lack of confidence in themselves,
Mhm.
and yeah, and many times they just come and they sit and then they study English and they just want to maybe sit and then get more new vocabularies, and yeah, that is the thing that yeah we want to help them with English too, but more than that we want to transform their mind, from shyness to confidence, and but one of the things I realized is that they're very lack of confidence and full of shyness and even fear, and the root cause of problem because maybe the past they did not prepare for themselves well at the time they graduate, or they not have a plan for them to grow themselves maybe in the future, so they not see the picture of themselves, and then now they just like wondering, and they when they came to English they just want to get maybe one more word or some new words, but when I talk to them and the always the same conversation that is uh, how can I learn English, but I can feel the shyness and the fear in them,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
and I try to like make more time to share with them at the coffee shop, but I yeah I interested in sharing the gospel too, because the root of the problem maybe because of sin, because of the past, and
Yeah.
the thing that maybe they're not really free themselves, and yeah, and some of them I share, but yeah, they're not really interested, but at least they can see the problem there. But also when I share with them, and I see, yeah, they have like passion to learn.
Yes.
And maybe when I came to English Mercy, so we see the fear and the shyness, but when I come and meet them one by one, and I can see even the fear, but they said they have passion to learn, and I can feel that, and I can feel the spirit of passionate get to learn English and more skill. And then I last week I did counseling with one guy who's 19 years old. He's from my hometown too. And then after 3 hours, I talk with him, and then yeah, I like draw a plan where he is now and how he could be better in the future, maybe in the next 5 years at his English or the skill. And then he said, "Wow, that's uh, that is the thing that I never heard before, because before I think you want to be better English, maybe get money and then to go to the English center, and that's no problem. And now, but the English English center, they doesn't handle the cost of the problem. And then so we have a time to sit down and then draw all the root of the problems, and we find how we can be better, even not just English, but help him to be more confident in himself. And but because we don't have so much time to spend maybe for everyone, and then one of the problem is they not even they're passionate in learning, but they're not willing to ask. Yes, because of shyness and fear.
Yeah.
They said maybe because of fear or ego or something. And and that is the same problem. But the good thing that is they keep coming. Some of them they left, but some of them very faithfully. But they shy at maybe asking questions, and and yeah, that is our responsibility. Maybe when we prepare the topic, so we prepare how we can conduct the conversation to interact with them, and just be a friend and relax with them and help them more confidence every time we meet them, not just about how many new words we can give them. And and that is the problem, and also the need. We see the great need there for young Vietnamese. And
well, and I think both your guys' testimony are powerful, because you could say so many years ago, 5 to 10 years ago, you guys were both like that. So it's like you understand where they're coming from, and then it gives them hope when they see your lives to go, wow, you did the things if you do the things we tell you, you're an example to them, like what their life could be in a short period of time.
Yes. And Mr. Steve, I talk to Nam frequently, and we discussed about the problems, and we saw that because in Vietnam, some ideas about the value of life, like if some like Nam just said about the 19-year-old boy in his hometown come to Ho Chi Minh City, and his family was very poor. And then in Vietnam, if you are poor, maybe you don't count, things like that. And then he didn't maybe he doesn't speak English well, so shy and poor, shy again, and look to the future, fearful. And then he came, and when we even asked him to make some question, he's shy to ask, and ask him to share, he's shy to share. But what I found is about the dignity in them. That means they still want to take responsibility for their lives in the future. They want to learn English. They want to get better education, and they want to get a job so that they can get out of poverty, poverty, and things like that. And but the thing, I think your slogan for mercy is amazing thing. I share with people. What people need here is the first one, encouragement. They need to feel like they have value, they are counted, and
because they're valued by God. They see that you see things that that's where they get value from. It's not from their money or where they're from. It's like we all have value just because we're all made from God. So
yes, as Nam said, when he now he's 24 years old, and this boy 19, and so 5 years, now 5 years ahead. So it look like he's now is a big brother. So when Nam sit down and showing sympathy and understanding, and also draw the plan in 5 years for the boy, and I can share with you that maybe the boy never think about that long-term plan like that before. But the amazing thing God put in our mind is, I mean, when we don't know, we don't know. But when somebody show us and explain to us, we said, yes, I agree with that. And then if we can walk side by side to him, and like he went down like this, and then he get back up, and then he see, oh, here's a direction I want to take for my life. And I think that is the encouragement and wisdom can turn the direction of one person. Yes, Mrs. Steve.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so your kind of business is then how do you impact more people like that? And I think one of the things you get, I don't know if you realize the power of it. If you can get the people that have been through Mercy English and make them feel like a part of a community, like, hey, if you come through our class, we want to you be a part of our online community, and then help each other. You guys agree to help each other know where jobs are. You help to encourage other people. You encourage us, we'll encourage you, that they keep doing what they learned in Mercy English to help the young people. You guys, you create a community that is willing to help each other. And I think that would be powerful too, because you're like, I don't know what to do. And it's like, okay, we'll get somebody in our Mercy English, somebody that's graduated that can, like this, talk to them about a plan, or do you know anybody that's hiring a job? And they go, well, they know that they got pretty good skills if they went through Mercy English. So.
And Mr. Steve, today I want Nam to be here because all of Nam have been working full time for Mercy English for 1.5 months, and when he worked here, most of the time I'm 31, Nam 24, so I have 7 years experience ahead of him. So I spend time to share with him, to guide him. And actually, Nam is maybe a student at Mercy English, and he went through reading Lincoln book.
Yeah.
And he went to reading the leadership book, where both two books you sponsor on translating and sponsors for permission. So I would like to ask Nam to share what he learned and he think about can this book can really like inspire young Vietnamese people, and many good example in here of people like Lincoln and many leaders here. They were born poor, but because of they try and they believe in themselves, and with the help of God, they can be a leader. So I really I mean here's my choice to select this book, but I now read it, and I want him to share with you about the impact he get from this book. So now.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. And yeah, for the book about leaders,
Yes.
so because I love it because it's short and it they have many story, and each story of one leader, and each story carry the good testimony. So we consider general of a life person, of a great leader from the past before he came. So we can see, wow, everyone is not perfect. So we're not born in the destination yet, and everyone they need encouragement, especially I see the courage to stand up and to take responsibility, not for themselves but for their country and for the problems of the world. So they're ready to stand up and you know they collect people together in the team, and then they discuss about the same problem, and then they're willing to take responsibility of the world or of the problem of the community on themselves, and then they work together and they solve problem. That is the thing that inspires me, because and the same in Vietnam, they there are so many problems for the young Vietnamese, and even me sometimes I still struggle too. So I can see the courage to stand up and see the good testimony there, and how God can use the common people. Was born in a poor family, but if we have courage to stand up and have a spirit of learning, thirst for learning, right, and hungry, maybe for reading, and passionate in learning and seeking the truth. So one day we will become a man that people can trust. And one of the things I love also, that is the process we become a man. It's a long journey, but it's all about the choices we make. But we need encouragement from one another. We need encouragement from the community, so it can even it not give us advice, but at least encouragement, give us the spirit to stand up and to move forward, maybe by ourselves, and then we seek people in the same value, and then we work, we discuss, then we just take responsibility for the thing of the community.
That's great.
Leadership.
Yeah, that's all awesome. Yeah, well, because in your culture, you don't. A lot of times, you could look a generation ahead. Like I can look to Pastor Johnny Hunt and see an example of how to live, and I can read books or know people ahead of me in their Christian walk that I can look at for encouragement. But you guys don't have that next generation and the generation after that. So you really need things like this, the people that are good examples that you can learn from, and to be encouraged, and then encourage each other, and then reach back and encourage the young people, like to follow, basically follow God, but follow you, and you can encourage them and be involved in their lives.
So Nam, can you share a little bit about your feeling when you read the Lincoln book? And two questions. Do you think it is a good example for young Vietnamese people to learn about the life of a merciful leader? And also, this book we present in the bilingual form. Do you think this way we help people to improve their reading capacity and enrich their vocabulary and grammar and many skills in English, and they can do it by themselves?
Yes. I think we do the format as a bilingual. It's a very good technique to read for young Vietnamese people to learn English too, because at first, if the people are not confident, so maybe they can look at the Vietnamese, and then when they just read English and they don't understand anything, they can see the Vietnamese. So and the more they read, the more they will find out, all the common words. It just repeated again, and again, and over time. That is the job of the translator. We do at the same word, we do at the same meaning. And so when the people they read, they realize that English is not that hard, because we see the common word they use, it just repeated and again, and then the more it repeated, it means the more common in the conversation in life, so that they can apply for themselves. And one of the value I see in the book of Lincoln, that is the calmness of the leader and of the person that we can have to learn to be to be calm themselves, and to be merciful with people and endurance. Because in Vietnam, sometimes people they at the leadership, they want to take a position, and they just want to talk. But when we see Lincoln, he's just listening, and then just patient, and patient is the thing that I can see greatly in the life of the Lincoln, and that is the thing I learned most. And I think also that is the value that we can give out, we can share with the Vietnamese people.
Right. Well, and both the books are a lot of people that were in the two most difficult times in our country's history, World War II and in the Civil War with Lincoln. So it's like both of those, they were leaders in the most difficult situations in our country's history. So they were good leaders. So they were good leaders in a tough time. So it's tough circumstances.
Yes. Mr. Steve, for the last 3 months, I doing preparation, and right now he's supporting me, and we right now we want to develop what we call mercy library. Mercy library, that means we translate book, and we present in the bilingual form of great leaders, and Mr. Powell's book about choices, and also we right now Nam and I, and Nam helping me in the great way in translating videos, and with the book, and Nam just share that it will help Vietnamese people learn English, learn reading, and also be inspired by a good example of a merciful and servant leader. And with the videos, I found out that in our Christian community for years, right now we have many good leaders, and they are wonderful teachers, which they can have a good message, and they can be trusted and transform what people think. Example like Fred Rogers.
Mr. Rogers,
yes, yeah. And talking about teamwork and leadership, I talking that because in Vietnam nobody taught us about teamwork and leadership. So there is a man named John C. Maxwell. He wrote book, and he have a seminar. And there is a pastor named Vincent Norman Peale.
Okay.
Yes, and so and so they have some series of like lectures and preaching. And I watch it, and now I'm doing a translation. There is an add subtitle to the video. So can we spend about 5 minutes to watch one video, which now translate and add subtitle, and then I will explain why we choose this video. Mr. Steve, is it okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Nam he's doing the series of Mr. Rogers videos. And
now, Mr. Rogers is certainly one of the best things that's ever happened to public television, and his Peabody Award is testament to that fact. We in public television are proud of Fred Rogers, and I'm proud to present Mr. Rogers to you now.
All right, Rogers, you got the floor.
Senator Pastore, this is a philosophical statement and would take about 10 minutes to read, so I'll not do that. One of the first things that a child learns in a healthy family is trust. And I trust what you have said that you will read this. It's very important to me. I care deeply about children. My first children.
Will it make you happy if you read it?
I'd just like to talk about it if it's all right. My first children's program was on WQED 15 years ago, and its budget was $30. Now, with the help of the Sears Roebuck Foundation and National Educational Television, as well as all of the affiliated stations, each station pays to show our program. It's a unique kind of funding in educational television. With this help, now our program has a budget of $6,000. It may sound like quite a difference, but $6,000 pays for less than 2 minutes of cartoons, 2 minutes of animated, what I sometimes say, bombardment. I'm very much concerned, as I know you are, about what's being delivered to our children in this country. And I've worked in the field of child development for 6 years now, trying to understand the inner needs of children. We deal with such things as the inner drama of childhood. We don't have to bop somebody over the head to make him to make drama on the screen. We deal with such things as getting a haircut, or the feelings about brothers and sisters, and the kind of anger that arises in simple family situations. And we speak to it constructively.
How long the program is it?
It's a half hour every day. Most channels schedule it in the noontime as well as in the evening. WETA here has scheduled it in the late afternoon.
Could we get a copy of this so that we can see it? Maybe not today, but I'd like to see the program.
I'd like very much for you
I'd like to see the program itself, or any one of them. See?
We made 100 programs for EEN, the Eastern Educational Network, and then when the money ran out, people in Boston and Pittsburgh and Chicago all came to the fore and said, we've got to have more of this neighborhood expression of care. And this is what I give. I give an expression of care every day to each child to help him realize that he is unique. I end the program by saying, you've made this day a special day by just your being you. There's no person in the whole world like you, and I like you just the way you are. And I feel that if we in public television can only make it clear that feelings are mentionable and manageable, we will have done a great service for mental health. I think that it's much more dramatic that two men could be working out their feelings of anger. Much more dramatic than showing something of gunfire. I'm constantly concerned about what our children are seeing. And for 15 years, I have tried in this country and Canada to present what I feel is a meaningful expression of care.
Do you narrate it?
I'm the host, yes. And and I do all the puppets, and I write all the music, and I write all the scripts.
Well, I'm supposed to be a pretty tough guy, and this is the first time I've had goosebumps for the last 2 days.
Well, I'm grateful not only for your goosebumps, but for your interest in our kind of communication. Could I tell you the words of one of the songs which I feel is very important?
Yes.
This has to do with that good feeling of control, which I feel that children need to know is there. And it starts out, what do you do with the mad that you feel? And that first line came straight from a child. I work with children, doing puppets in very personal communication with small groups. What do you do with the mad that you feel? When you feel so mad, you should fight. When the whole wide world seems oh so wrong, and nothing you do seems very right. What do you do? Do you punch a bag? Do you pound some clay or some dough? Do you round up friends for a game of tag or see how fast you go? It's great to be able to stop when you've planned a thing that's wrong and be able to do something else instead and think this song. I can stop when I want to, can stop when I wish, can stop, stop, stop anytime. And what a good feeling to feel like this and know that the feeling is really mine. Know that there's something deep inside that helps us become what we can. For a girl can be someday a lady, and a boy can be someday a man.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. Looks like you just earned the $20 million.
Yes, Mr. Steve. Nam and I, we are working together to translate and add subtitle to these videos because I understand that I want to talk and share with young Vietnamese people, and I'm learning every day. But I understand that it takes me maybe more years to develop a public speaking skill and understanding to do that. And right now I'm doing that, and also I want to be a bridge. I mean, some people like Mr. Rogers, that he has a credential, good reputation, and his message is very healthy for them. So Nam and I use our skill of translation. We translate and we add subtitle on, and then we public it, and then young Vietnamese people, they watch and they learn the message of Mr. Rogers. And I think he speaks with the calmness, with gentleness, and kindness, and good manner. And Nam and I, we talk about people learn English is in very high standard when someone like Mr. Rogers. And also, Nam and I, we say that also people learn Vietnamese again too, because I use the word like good manner and gentleness. Because right now, many young people, they don't think it is important. They think like quick and slang is something is good. But in our Vietnamese translation, we try to use the language in the good manner, in the gentle way, in the like orderly. In our society, we have the order in pronouns like you and me, and so we want to bring it back to the language. And so and Nam has been translated about I think 8 videos of Mr. Rogers, and he's doing something more. And so I want maybe Nam to share that after you watch videos and translate of Mr. Rogers, do you think Mr. Rogers really teach you something good and transform you in some way?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, and I think one of the things I learned most when I'm translating is patience, because it takes focusing, and it takes time to think about think about the Vietnamese for the English text and how it fits with the Vietnamese culture.
Yes.
As Mike said, with a good manner. And one of the things that I learned about patience and the calmness of Mr. Rogers, and learn positive attitude. It's not a thing that suddenly happen that we will wake up and we feel love this life, and then we have positive in one day. But it's the process that is the choices we make every day, and it's a learning process. So that is the thing I think I learned the most. That is
Well, what's interesting too is that you have U.S. and Vietnamese, but you also have Christian and non-Christian. So I think part of Mr. Rogers' spirit, it's not just, well, he's U.S., they're encouraging in the U.S. and I think it's Christian, it's more Christian, or like you guys putting your Christian culture into Vietnam, and which is the fruits of the spirit, gentleness and kindness, and those aren't necessarily United States values, but they're Christian values that are in the United States. So I think the more you can use Christian values, they'll even draw people more closer to God in Vietnam too. So.
And I noticed also that is the thankfulness attitude, because as if you watch mostly every lectures or the speech of Mr. Rogers, he always share like this. So I would ask you to take 10 seconds or 1 minute to think about those people that help us. And he said, I cannot be a person right now if I don't have teachers, friends beside me encourage me. And he always have a great faithfulness, great thankfulness, even for the common people that help him in the life. And that is the thing that I want to share with young Vietnamese too. Because many times we're willing to share, but they just okay, and then they just listen and they receive it, and then they just leave, and then it's hard to continue to them. And, and that is the thing I learned also: encouragement and thankfulness.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's cool. That's great.
And Mr. Steve, that means our plan is we will choose the Christian leaders, especially in US, Mr. Fred Rogers, Josie Maxwell, and other leaders with good reputation and have a good lectures and good sermons, and we translate to our own tongue, our language. And we intentionally want to have a lesson and lectures who touch the heart of the young people and change the mind. We need to do that first, and when we do so, we do both. We Mercy Library with the books and the videos. We have two goals. The first one, touch the heart, and the second, transform the mind. And about the language, about the mouth, because they read a lot and they listen a lot, so automatically their English will improve, and and they will go very far with English. So that is our new approach in helping young Vietnamese right now, Mr. Steve.
Well, but how can I help you? What can I do to help you guys to get to where you feel like God's taking you? What can I do to help?
Yes, Mr. Steve. Right now, we are in the time of preparation, and as I share with them here example, let me from now to the end of May, we will Nam is working in translator, so I need to recruit more Christian translator to support us in this project. So we need if we will need recruit more people, and then I need to pay them to work as a translation and also add subtitle in the computer work, like that. And so we would love to ask for two helps. The help number one is this book before. Soon I will publish this one, and so we need to ask for like I connect with the publisher in US, and we need the like you did with the Lincoln book, $500 for the permission to publish this book in Vietnam. That is help number one, Mr. Steve.
Okay, we can do that.
Yes, and second
one, how are you paying Nam? I want to make sure that I know he's going to be a good employee, whether he gets paid or not, but how do you make sure that he gets enough? Can you pay him enough money, or do you need help with paying him? I want to make sure if he's your partner that you're able to pay him before you get other people in.
Yes, and right now with Nam, he working with me, and every month right now with supporting me here. I try to he's still a student, so I try to pay him and also learning here, so I try to pay him enough for him to cover all the costs of the house here and the expenses, and pay him about
how much would that be a month?
200 right now. This month I will pay $220 a month, Mr. Steve. And
is that enough where it works? It's good for him that he goes, okay, that's good, or would you want to pay him more for what he does for you?
I think if with him, if he can get paid about $250, it will be $13 more. It would be some extra money for him. Yes.
Okay. So let me see. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, so what I'll do is 9 times 2. So what I'll do is I'll pay him $250 a month for the rest of this year. So now through the end of December, so he can work, and then not, you don't have to give him some of your money.
Yes, well, it would be a big blessing for us, Mr. Steve. And yes, so now is a great help, and yes, and so $250.
$250 times 9 months. So
yes, and Mr. Steve, so if I can, I can think that like $250 US supporting Nam for a month, and Nam, I think he will work with the Mercy. Yes, I hope from now to the end of this year, and support. I think it would be a great thing for us, Mr. Steve.
Yep.
Yes.
Then we will do that starting in this month. So
yes, and so that means I would want to see like the help number one. I would love is $500 to pay for permission to publish the leadership book in Vietnam for the publisher, and the second with Nam, he's a very responsible one and very a good young man. So you support him $200 per month, and I would love to receive it monthly, and not
well 200. You said 200, 250. We'll do 250 per month. Yes. Yeah. That's what I'll do, because I'll do the $750 this month, like in the next couple of days. Then each month just give you the $250, and that way, if I don't, you just got to remind me, and then we can do it on the ZOOM or whatever. So you can pay him each month in the beginning of the month, so he knows when to expect it. And
yes, and the thing I want to ask is about maybe the fund, a fund for about $1,000 to recruit other translator. This afternoon he will come, and then he will now work as a team, so that we will, I can say, we accumulate the Mercy Library. Right now, the first phrase of the project is accumulate the library, and then the second phrase, and I think we'll finish the first phrase in May, and start from June. We will do the marketing part and advertise and get people to be interested in our library with the books and videos.
And would you do, for that second translator, would you do a certain amount per month that equals $1,000, like whatever, $100 a month over 10 months, or is it, how would you?
If possible, I would love you can to receive about like in 2 times $500 each. Yes.
Okay. Like one at a certain time, and then like one, say this month sometime, and then one in a few more months or something like that.
One in this month, and one maybe in June, Mr. Steve. Yes.
Okay, June. Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. So just so thankful for you. As I can share that in doing some project like this, I don't know, it's maybe half business and half ministry, and take time for young people like me to learn, and take time for me to figure out the method and also business plan.
Yeah.
And so the break-even point still in the future. So really need encouragement and help. So yes,
and that's one of the ways that God brings the encouragement too, is to provide the resources to do the plan that He has. Just like for me, I'm raising money for Tim Tebow to come, and God's provided $55,000 for me to pay all the expenses for him to come to Woodstock. And God had to provide the resources to do that, just like so I've had to depend on God to do that, because God wants him to come. And same way, He's put in your heart a plan to execute. So He brings people to help, that help to carry out God's plan. So
yes.
Okay. Hey, Mike, on this coming week, for tomorrow, was yours today and me is tomorrow. What I think I'm going to do on financial is go over 4 or 5 steps, but tomorrow do steps like 1 and 2, because it's pretty long, and then the next week do like steps 3 and 4. So I can take my time going through step 1 and 2, but it'll be a lot more the next week too, doing more teaching than just asking questions or giving them homework, if that's all right.
Yes, Mr. Steve, I understand. And
because it's a pretty broad topic, but I think I can give them some good ideas. Do you have, just a question, do you guys have any kind of credit cards? Do you know what credit cards are? Do you do credit?
We have, and right now they offer us to use to call and text every day, but I don't use it.
Yeah, but do people your age use them and get caught up in credit, like using credit cards? And
I think many people does. Yes.
Okay. I just didn't know if that was even available to, in your country. So
I think people they charge interest very high, about 25%.
yeah, it's the same here in the United States. It's the same, and people live off their credit cards. They overspend. They use that money, and they never can catch up. Because they're paying all the money on interest. So
Yes, yes, yes. And Mr. Steve, I want to share that. Thank you for always encourage and and guiding and supporting. Um, with Mercy, I see that we will be a surfing organization. So I met Janet yesterday, and when I shared her about the plan, and many people who said, oh, so if you publish the book and people just read and they learn English for themselves, and you publish the videos and people watch it and they learn by themselves, so how can you make money? And so yeah, maybe we will not earn very much with the book. The profit is small, and with the video they will pay maybe $10 to access the one set of video and have many. So not very much, but what we receive is about the value we give, and then people trust us. And
well, you're building your credentials for people to listen to, because they go, well, tell me about what you have, and you have, like you said, we have a library. We teach classes in person, and we've taught many. I mean, that it's impressive for your age to have the kind of resources. The other one, Mike, I think I keep mentioning this. I think there are companies in the United States and Vietnam that will pay for you and I working together on projects in consulting, whether it's a temporary project or because we can really help them out, and you can make more money consulting that you can put into your business, or the consulting business can help you pay all your bills. So, when you're working on ministry and all that, your costs are covered, and your personal costs.
Yes, and so in the long term, our job is building trust and building the environment where, just as you said, the American company and American friends, they come and they trust Mercy, and they want to work with us for the work in Vietnam. And the second, I will connect with young Christians, my Nam and Janet and others people, and we build a healthy Christian
community.
And we delegate because I think in our Christian community, the first one, the ability to speak English very high, and about their attitude and their manner. I think I met many group, but we it's so special, and just love to be with them. And the third group is our young Vietnamese. They be attracted and they want to come to Mercy, and then American here they can work and teach them, and our Christian friend will guide them and counsel them, and also sharing gospel with them. So that means Mercy will be a hub where people come, and then we create the environment and the culture and the guidance, so that all people will be benefit in that environment. So, so that's just about the Garo vision in my mind. But to clarify, I just want to say thank you very much, because both Mr. Mark and you are very patient, because I learned from you about clarify a smart plan and things like that. But really, just God, maybe each day at a time, God will show me a little bit every day. Yes.
That's great. Mike, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of what you've been able to accomplish, and I look forward to how God's going to use you in a great way as you get older. So I think a lot of people will be calling you their spiritual father, people in Vietnam.
Yes. Yesterday I went to Mr. Wood, noodle man, and I really feel like heartbroken because in this area is a very old town of Ho Chi Minh City and very populated. And I got there and I see people drinking, and I see young people just sit and at night, and they don't want to go home, and they want to have fun outside and things like that. And I met people and I talked to people like that, and it seemed like the idea of being responsible and work hard and so many personal flaws. Yeah, but they don't intentional to do it, but just like life is a party forever.
Yeah.
And so I mean they are like very despair and desperate inside.
Yeah.
They try to find something, but they don't know what.
Yeah.
And so
read Psalm or Proverbs 31, about the first 6 or 7 verses. It talks exactly about that, just what you're talking about.
And so our job is to light up the candle to attract some young people in that group to come to us, and then we love and we care and we by the love of God and share the gospel. We will hope we'll help them to find a new purpose of life. And so so that what God put in my heart, Mr. Steve. Yes.
That's great. All right, well, I'll get going here so I can, I'm still working on my little presentation. So I've got 5 pages, but I still got to work on it a little bit tonight. And then I'll send it to you before I go to bed. So you have it when you get in the morning. So or you'll have it for the morning.
Yes. So on behalf of Mercy English and also of my brother Nam here, I want to say thank you for your counseling and for your help. And Mr. Steve, so with the publisher, I will connect with them and complete the agreement. And when I complete, I will send the agreement to you, and also with their email. And can you connect with them and help me to complete the
Yeah, we'll do it just like we did the other one. Just let them know that you reviewed the deal, and then they can depend on me to connect with me to do the financial part.
Yes, and also with the support of Nam, monthly will be something great. And so do you think like with a monthly like that, Nam will receive your help from early of the month or in the middle of the month, Mr. Steve?
Yeah. You want to just do it early? I mean, it can be any time. So we try to do it. We'll do this first one for April. Like we'll do it in the next couple of days. So I'll send you the NAM 250 for April, and then the money for the other the half of the translation people.
Yes.
I can send you $750 there, and then I'll take care of the translation one separate when they come, when he get and then from then on May we'll do $250 for NAM, and then June do the other 500 plus NAM 750, and then the rest of the year do 250 for NAM.
Yes. And
that'll be my plan. But I'm going to get really busy here in June with this Tim Tebow thing. So you got to we're partners. So you got to just say, hey, Mr. Steve, I want to make sure Nam gets his early in the month because if I have to do it every month too, I'll have more time it'll come on me and I'll realize I didn't do it yet. So we'll try to do it. Let's just try to do it the first 3 or 4 days of each month. Then, and just, you can even remind me, just say, hey, you said to remind you about that if you don't get it at the end of the day on the 3rd or something, just keep reminding me once a month, just so I don't forget it. So.
Yes, and so yes, Mr. Steve, I think it would be our plan. Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Steve.
Yeah, and you can just do it too. You can just send me like a just an email and just say just a reminder on for $250 for the month of May or so just I'm giving you the permission. Just remind me. I got it written down here, but you know, when I'm trying to remember 9, 10, like 11 transactions, you know, but
Yes.
the only reason I wouldn't do it is if I forget, and you got to remind me. So
yes. So yes. So that means maybe a couple of days later you will transfer for Nam for the first time 250
Yep.
and 500 US dollar for
Yep.
the first time of another translator. And the early of May you will send 250 for Nam a second time, right, Mr. Steve?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And
then June would be 250 plus the other 500. So
yes.
right.
I'm clear about that now, Mr. Steve. Thank you very, very much. And
you're welcome.
I owe you much more than I can think of. And
no, it's all God working, Mike. It's all. That's what I talk when I'm going to talk tomorrow about giving. And it's like one of the keys to life is not what you save, it's what you give, and how you really being a good steward of the resources God gives you. So.
Yes, Mr. Steve, I'm clear now. So I do hope that you will have more time to prepare and have sleep well. And we and our friend here are waiting to see you tonight, Mr. Steve.
Okay, great. And I'll send you the presentation before I go to bed tonight, so you'll have it sometime probably in the next 2 hours. So
yes, Mr. Steve.
So you can have it loaded up for tomorrow or for today, later on tonight for you.
Yes.
All right. Have a good day and I'll see you tonight.
Yes, Mr. Steve. Okay. Good night.
All right. Good night. See you later, Mike.